Hey, I want to give out to my new followers, old followers, current followers. So where I'm at is pretty doggone hot. So I like to get up and get cooled off as soon as I can before it gets too warm. But I want to say this. And I am Satara, by the way. So I have to share this. This is something that happened that I've been thinking about, that I should probably share. So I was monitoring some youth, without getting too much into detail. One of the young people started slicing their wrists during this at this time, like just going at it. I don't know. I actually wanted to cry after the event, after this took place. And I had a funny feeling about the kid before they even did it. And I don't know, I just was looking at him like something's off with this person. Not knowing that they're going to just like be, slicing into their wrists while I'm monitoring them. So I don't know. The one thing that I did notice about this whole thing was that she's slicing her wrist. I'm practically almost yelling at her to stop. And I literally walk up to her and I just tell her, like, look, I know people don't tell you this. I know you just haven't heard people tell you this. But I'm going to tell you, this is the only thing that got this kid to stop slicing at her wrist. There's blood and everything going at this time, too. But, whatever. And I tell her, I love you. When I said that, she stopped. She put her hands down. So if I make an observation of the whole situation and of the room, here's the deal. There's like 4 kids on one side that are playing video games while she's doing it. They look up, they don't even stop what they're doing. So totally desensitized kids. And then there's some kids that are reacting, like her friend, her male best friend and her girlfriend, one of her girls that her friend, they were trying to hold her wrist. But I was like, no, don't hold her wrist, because she could slice you. So we don't want that. And she was getting more and more agitated. But I just thought in all of that how there's some people that are on this planet, some beings, that are going to be desensitized by what you do. Like, they can see traumatizing events and it doesn't bother them. Now, it bothered me. You crying, Tiny? Yeah, my dog. What's wrong, Tiny? That bothered me. I even cried later, because that was traumatizing. Shoot. Don't nobody want to see that. That ain't something somebody want to see. But I just thought about it, how come here, Tiny, how traumatizing, and how in society we, some of us are really desensitized. We don't, we see stuff like that. Some of us see stuff like that and we don't even trip. But not me. That bothered me a lot. Like, I cried for like 20 minutes and I was like, this is some bull crap. Like, why is this happening? So anyways, I just want to say, you know what? This is a message to the people that are having suicidal thoughts. Look, I'm going to tell you something. Like, I had suicidal thoughts based on all the abuse that I've experienced, the sexual abuse I've experienced, and the mental and emotional abuse I experienced. At one point in my life, I was very, very, very distraught. Like, it was my my first year of college. Like when I got out of the house away from my abusive stepdad and my biological mom, when I got away from them, I I I cracked under pressure. So it was one night we were partying it up. I guess it's partying. We were having a good time, and but for some reason I just started to drink. Like, but I've always drunk there, and I'd always had I had drinks, but I've never drank to this extent. And in any case, this is the weird part. I was the house mother, so I would be the person that would not drink, and everybody else, you know what I mean, could drink, and I wouldn't drink because that wasn't my bag. So for some reason, this day, I just went to drinking. Now, I'm going to tell you what my friends told me at the time. My roommates, rather. My friend was one of them. She was like, she told me after I took like 10 shots of, I don't know, I guess we had some white tequila. I don't know, it's called white tequila. We had some tequila and vodka and some other stuff. She said after I had 10 shots, I was toasted. So I could tell you this. The only thing I remember is, I guess after I took, like, how many ever shots? She said I took 10, whatever. So after I took them amount of shots, I went into a crying mode. Like a wholeheartedly crying mode. So a part of this is literally about how the abuse came out. How I finally, as a teenager, as a young adult, I exposed the abuse about my stepdad. So I was crying and crying and crying. They sedated me, obviously, when I went to the mental health part of the school. Like, they took me to the mental health section. Like, they have a section for some kids there, that are having problems. That's my dog. And I went and saw the therapist after that. So this is the point. Like, if you're in need of help and you have suicidal thoughts, you need to call the 211 in your area, first of all. And if it's an emergency, you need to really just call 911. And then after that, I would say you need to get a good therapist. The therapist I had, I only did 2 sessions with her because I didn't like her. She just wasn't my bag. One thing she did that I didn't like was she made me call my biological mom. She made me tell her that I had called law enforcement and I had called CPS, and they in turn called CPS. Like, she made me call her, she said, as a part of the therapy, but I felt like she was making me. I didn't feel like I was comfortable enough to do that. So if you're a therapist, I would tell you, don't be trying to make these people, don't make people call the therapist, call their abusive people if they're not ready. So needless to say, I had a second therapist probably about 7 or 8 years ago. And she was a much better therapist. She literally listened to me. She asked me, what I thought as far as what solutions I could have in my life. Like, she totally helped me a lot. But I wasn't there yet. I wasn't ready yet. I wasn't there at all. But then I met Raven Shambhala. That was her name that she goes by. And she did a past life regression therapy on me. And I'm not going to go too much into detail. I'll go into detail about that later, because this is more about how the abuse came out and dealing with that. After she did her therapy session, then I felt like a big weight had been lifted. I felt like the elephant in the room was gone. I felt like I could do things and not feel so weirded out by them, or that I'm feeling guilty all the time and emotionally abused all the time, like feeling guilty like that because of things that weren't in my control. So, and also after that, I learned how to address people better too. Like I was able to communicate better, and actually say my true feelings. So I just want to say this: anybody that's having suicidal thoughts, you need to dial 911 first if it's that serious. If you haven't planned, or dial 211 if you're looking for therapy in your area. Because I'm gonna tell you, a good therapist can weigh you out, can help you out, do the most difficult things. Now, some people do other things for therapy. Um, they meditate, they exercise more, they use a journal, to write out their feelings and everything. So, I would just say, you got to do what's best for you, and just keep your head up, keep ascending. In this fashion of healing, and treating yourself like a person, loving yourself. So I'm going to say this. I want to sew these. I bought these. These are called tuning forks. So what you do is, actually, there's a video about these. I bought these from Suicidal Stanley. Funny name, because that's my last name. That was my former last name before I got married. And no longer with that person, but anyways. So my husband, I ain't with him no more. So anyways, but my former name was Stanley, and her name is Suicidal Stanley. Now these are tuning forks. They are to help with vibrations and chakras. So Suicidal Stanley, she has a video. You can follow her on Facebook. I think she even has a website. She's on Etsy. She sells these. She tunes them. She sells them. She has resin, copper, and obsidian stones and everything. Right now, she's making wings and for protection and stone. Oh my gosh, it's so great! Like what she's doing. Like she's inspired me to move myself up to the next level. Shout out to Suicidal Stanley. As well. So, if you don't know, my great people, I am I guess some people call it a medium. I don't know. I don't know what I gravitate to, but I call, some people call it medium. I speak to people that I passed on. I do, readings. I do coaching sessions as well. Right now, I'm only taking donations at this point. As I grow everything within the business itself. I'm going to be teaching a class here in California soon. Right now, I'm just getting the curriculum together. As soon as I have the curriculums together, I'm writing a book. The book is done. I'm going to be putting the book out soon. I'm just going to be self-publishing it. Self-publishing is a little bit different. It takes a little bit of time, but I am totally on the roadmap for that. So, in conclusion, my great people, beings of light, star seeds, rainbow children, millennials, you guys all out there, you got to keep your head up, for real. And I ain't talking about keep your head above water. I ain't talking about, you just floating along. I'm seriously talking about keep your head up. Stay away from these nasty, mean people that don't mean you any good. You need to get with the people that love you. You need to be around loving freaking people. You don't need to be around these non-loving people out here. Some of these beings don't even know what love is, and they natty they want to. I'm going to tell you, I don't know what love. I hadn't known what love was until I realized that I didn't love neither one of the father of my kids or my husband. I know that I thought it was love. I can tell you that. But it wasn't love. I just had to be honest with myself. But anyways, that's for another session. So I'm going to pull a card for my great friends here. Even though I dropped them all. It's funny that I dropped them all right when I was getting ready to end this video. So I'm pulling them out of the seat here. And I'm going to like pull a card. Looks like I got them. Okay, so I'm going to pull a card. Actually, I'm going to sit. I'm going to sit in my phone. And if you can see, I have my Planet Fitness thing at the top. And I'm going to pull a card for the great peeps here. Oh, yeah. We got great lighting, too. Thank you, angels and guides, ancestors, source. Thank you so much. So we're going to pull a card for the day. It looks like there's one. Okay. What we got? Mary Magdalene, the teacher awakens. You have in something... sorry about that. You have something important to share. Follow the inner call. Don't let anything stop you. It goes in sync with what I'm saying here. You have something inside that's important. Follow your passion. Follow your inner call. Don't let nothing stop you. Don't let nothing stop you from rising, healing, treating yourself, loving yourself. Don't let none of these things stop you. Because the whole point of this video is that. Don't let none of this foolishness you see, that you experience, don't let it stop you from being who you are. Don't let it stop you from going on your path. Because I can tell you this. I may not know everything. I know a lot about a little bit. I can tell you this. That your great rising happens every single day. Descending and ascending must happen. But if you keep ascending, the descent is less. That's the truth. It's not even a lie. So, based on my truth, that's the truth I have right now. So, I just want to say that, you know what? Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for following me. I love you all. Of course, I even love the people that used to get on my nerves. So, I got to give a shout out to the people that I used to be in abusive relationships with. Shout out to them, too. And shout out to the people that just love me in general and they don't ask nothing but love back. And we're going to give shout out to our four-legged friends. There's Tiny. Look. Sitting in the background, minding his business. So, I just want to tell you, much love, and Atma, namaste.